Have you ever found yourself feeling insecure, constantly needing reassurance, or maybe you're just tired of feeling like you are chasing people who pull away? You are not alone. These are signs of anxious attachment, and if you don't get a handle on it, it can sabotage your relationships and even your self-worth. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the key tactics I used to overcome anxious attachment, and trust me, it's a game changer. I will also walk you through how my life turned around once I identified these patterns and finally took control. By the end of this video, you will not only understand your attachment style, but you will also have practical steps you can apply to build healthier, more fulfilling relationships. And before we dive in, be sure to check out the description box below for links to all the books that can help you with attachment styles and improving yourself in relationships. If you ever wondered, why do I feel so needy in relationships? Or why do I keep pushing people away? This video is for you. Stay tuned because I'm going to help you break free from those toxic patterns and step into a new, more secure version of yourself. Plus, I've got a couple of bonus points towards the end that you will not want to miss. So, grab a cup of tea or coffee, get comfy, and let's dive into anxious attachment and how to break free from it once and for all. Before we get started, let's reflect on a few questions. Do you ever feel like you are constantly worried about your partner's next move? Or maybe you find yourself checking your phone obsessively, needing validation just to feel okay? Or maybe you notice you always trying to please people, but deep down, you know it's draining you. If any of this resonates, then you will want to pay attention. Let's start with the basics. What are attachment styles? In psychology, attachment styles describe how we connect with others in relationships. About 50% of people have a secure attachment style, meaning they feel comfortable with intimacy and independence. On the other hand, many people experience anxious or avoidant attachment styles, which can lead to challenges in relationships. Our childhood experiences significantly shape these attachment styles. For example, if you grew up in an environment where love felt conditional or inconsistent, you might develop an anxious attachment style. This style is often more common among women, and that is due to societal norms that encourage nurturing and dependency in relationships. Have you ever been called clingy or needy in a relationship? Or maybe you find yourself overthinking when your partner doesn't text you back right away. I've been there too. But understanding this is the first step to breaking free from those patterns. Now, let's talk about how anxious attachment can sabotage your relationships. One of the biggest signs is the constant need for reassurance and validation. So you may feel like you need your partner to affirm your worth regularly. But when you depend heavily on your partner's moods and decisions, it can create a roller coaster of emotions. For example, when I realized how much my anxious attachment style was affecting my relationships, it was eye-opening. I remember feeling like I had to grasp onto people tightly, thinking it will keep them close. But honestly, it only pushed them further away. Does it sound familiar? Maybe you feel the need to constantly check your partner's social media, or you get anxious when they don't reply quickly. Let's talk about why this happens and how you can change it. Let's dive into some behaviors that indicate anxious attachment. Do you find yourself waiting for your partner to text back and then sending multiple follow-ups? Or maybe do you fear being alone, feeling like you can't function without anyone or without your partner? Or are you constantly asking for affirmation like, do you still love me? Or why didn't you call me? I used to do this all the time, checking my partner's phone, overanalyzing every messages because I needed to feel in control and I needed to find validation that there was no one else. But honestly, it was making me crazy. So once I learned how to regulate my emotions, things started to change. So being anxious in a relationship can be honestly exhausting because it often leads to low self-esteem and a fear of rejection and constant worry. Maybe you even find yourself spiraling into jealousy or feeling threatened by your partner's friends or even their interests. Or even maybe you find yourself saying yes to things you don't even want just to keep the peace. I get it, it's exhausting, but there is a way out. So if saying no is difficult for you, you can check my video here that will help you with this. Now, let's get into the good stuff. How to heal from anxious attachment. So the first step is to learn how to regulate high emotions. Start to learn now to self-soothe. There are techniques like meditation and mindfulness that can help you feel more grounded. And once you feel more grounded and more into your body and not so externally completely focused on the other person, that will start to make a shift in your life. So it's about repossessing yourself and your body and your energy and starting to love yourself so much that you don't need the other person to validate you or to reassure you because you will be able to do that for yourself. The second part is practicing self-soothing techniques. What I mean by that is that it's important that you create a routine where you can take time for yourself to relax and recharge. Maybe it's getting a facial, maybe it's getting a massage, maybe it's going to the gym, or maybe it's going with your friend to the cinema, but it's something that helps you find a time for yourself away from the person that you are so focused on to, so you can feel that you can create happiness with yourself too. And that will help tremendously your relationship because your partner will feel that gap and that space, that freedom, that you are not so clingy or needy, so he is able to come to you. You have to think about it like magnet. The more you're going to be pulled towards that person, the more she's going to pull away. So you have to be like very steady, and that allow the other person to come steady also next to you. But if you are clingy, the other person is going to pull away. That's why often anxious people attract avoidant people. The avoidant feel like they're losing the freedom with the clingy or the needy person that they feel, so they are pulling away. But the more secure you are, so think about like being here and now into your body. Imagine that the secure person is here and now, so she's not like going towards the other person, leaving the space for the other person to come towards her. That's what secure people do. They are so secure with who they are that they know that what is meant for them will be for them, and they don't need to chase anything, they just attract. And to be able to attract, you need to come back into your body, come back into your security, and feel that you are safe and that you can validate yourself and you can love yourself. You don't need that from another person in order to feel good and secure with yourself. The next one is build trust. Gradually, you have to give your partner space and practice secure behaviors, like open communication about your feelings. What you have to do is to study what a secure person does and start to embody those qualities and traits. And let go of what makes you anxious. For me, learning how to self-regulate was life-changing. Instead of waiting for someone else to tell me I am enough, I began to find that validation within myself. It wasn't easy, but it was so worth it. So start to talk to yourself, encourage yourself, knowing that you are able to. And the more that you will find that courage within you, and I promise that your partner will find you irresistible and will come even more towards you. No more attracting avoidant. So moving from anxious to secure attachment involves shifting your mindset. One powerful technique is to act as if you are securely attached. Understand that your self-worth isn't dependent on others' validation. Trust your partner until they give you a reason not to. Remember a time when I was obsessed with making sure everything in my relationship was perfect. I was always afraid of being left. But when I finally let go of that fear and began trusting myself, everything changed. Can you imagine what it would feel like to be truly secure in yourself without needing someone else to reassure you constantly? It is possible, and I'm going to show you how. My love, when you love yourself, you won't need others to validate you. Building confidence through self-worth exercises and affirmations is essential. Make it a habit to acknowledge your strengths and celebrate your accomplishment. Maybe you can even write them on a journal so you're sure that you remember. Healing your inner child and setting boundaries in relationship is crucial also for lasting changes. And if you are interested in how to heal your inner child, and if you are ready for that next step, you can find my video right here that will help you exactly with that. So now let's talk about emotional resilience for a moment. You know that is vital for moving past anxious attachment. It's important to understand that it's okay to be alone. It's okay to be alone, my love. Because your happiness shouldn't depend on someone else. So instead, you have to focus on building a life that you are proud of, with or without a partner. So if you're interested in how to change your life in 90 days, you can find a video right here also that will help you with that. So finally, when you heal from anxious attachment, your relationships can flourish. You will experience the freedom that comes from not needing constant reassurance. When you are securely attached, your relationships will naturally improve. You will start attracting healthier, more balanced relationships when you prioritize your emotional health. So by healing from anxious attachment, you are not just improving your relationship, you are transforming your entire life. You will finally be free to live authentically without the weight of constant fear and anxiety. Before we end it here, I'm just going to leave you with this. What's important is that you find ways to find a life that makes you happy about yourself. So find activities and friends that empower you and that you feel happy either on your own or surrounded. And that will transform completely your life. But I will invite you also, like I said, to check the books that I put the link in the description box that will help you to shift from anxious to secure. And as soon as you study what is the secure attachment, and I will post a video soon about that, you will understand exactly how to embody this. But it starts with doing the things for yourself and enjoying every second of it. And I know you can do it. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next video.